Shalom, sisters. It is Sister Kadasha. I pray all is well with you. All is wonderfully well with me. and I am back with another part to the Living Intentionally series. Hopefully, this series will get wrapped up soon, but I'm still getting some messages to put under this particular title. So I'm not sure what part this is. I think this is 6. But nevertheless, um, it was laid upon my heart to talk about growing up and maturing in Yahweh and maturing in this way. A lot of us would like to stay in the particular mindset that we're in, but we cannot do that. It's very costly to do that. The scripture speaks about um, you know, going from milk to meat. And the process of that is when you look at a child, you feed them milk when they first are born. Their digestive system can't handle, full food. So as the real food, our food. um so as we proceed, or as the child proceeds to grow, its digestive system proceeds to develop, and they are able to handle baby food or softer food, and so on and so forth until they're able to chew, cut for themselves a steak or a piece of chicken and bite into it and chew it and eat it on their own. But that takes time, and it happens in stages. And even when it comes to starting to eat meat, when it comes to a toddler, a child eating meat, you may want to cut that meat up for them, right? You cut it up for them in pieces where they're able to take their fork and small pieces and eat it and chew it in smaller pieces. So this is kind of what Yah does with us, right? But we have to start to accept the food that he's given us. We can't just want milk all the time. We have to allow our digestive system to not our digestive system, but our spiritual man to grow. And that takes more of you. It takes more pressing. That takes more prayer. It takes more reading your Bible. When he shows you things like a book, right, that may be outside of a biblical scripture, but it's impressed upon you to read a book, right? Read the book. If it's impressed upon you to listen to a person's testimony, listen to the testimony, because there might be things within that book, within that testimony, within that thing that will wake something up in you to make you come up higher. But if you just want to stay with your 5-minute devotions in the morning, all right, same routine, you get up, you may say a prayer, please cover me for this day. Yah, forgive me for anything that I've done, said, or thought that wasn't pleasing in your eyesight. And and things like that. And then you read a little, you read maybe a psalm or a devotional, and then you carry on with your day, and you don't think about Yah again until maybe the night, or if something happens in the day where you are moved to pray and go to him. You can't live like that 20 years. and become what it is that he ordained you to become. You can't. It'll come a time where it'll become routine and ritualistic and religious, and you will find yourself not being in the will of the will of Yahweh at all. You will be outside of the will, because his will is for you to grow and to come up higher to meet him, but you want to stay at the bottom. He's not there. He was there for a season. He was there. He brought you in. He met you there. But now he's asking you, okay, come into this room, and you want to stay in that room. He's like, all right. You think he gonna stay in that room with you? I mean, I just want you to think about that for a moment. Time continuously moves on, regardless if you want it to or not. You could say you 20 all day long, but the time is going to keep going, and you'll really be 40 when you're saying you're 20, and your body will reflect 40, and your face will reflect 40. But if your mindset still reflects 20, it don't match up. It don't measure up. You would have not matured. You will be out of place with people in your true age group because you stagnated yourself. You stunted your own growth. And the same thing happens in the spiritual realm. We cannot be afraid of the things that Yah begins to show us and reveal to us, because as we read in these scriptures, there were things going on that the natural man will not be able to comprehend, understand. They will be fearful of. Like, what did Daniel see when the angel came to him when he was praying? What did he see? He fell flat on his face as if he was dead. What did he see? What did Ezekiel see when he saw the cherubim? Like, it's described to us. But if these things were to appear to you in real life, what would you do? You have to be able to come up to the measure, come up to the stature in your spiritual man, that you know that this is your family. These are Yah's creations as well, that are coming to assist us, that's coming to, bring us messages, that they're servants of the Most High. They're in union with us as we are with Yah. Like, all this other stuff that you worried about, this temporal stuff, this fake stuff that you grew up knowing about and learning about and have been indoctrinated in you, that's the false life. But as long as you're concerned with those things and you ain't really concerned about spiritual things and, praying for more wisdom, praying for more understanding, pressing in, communing with Yah more than just reading the scripture, you got to ask questions like, do you understand what you just read? If you didn't understand it, then you need to be able to ponder. You need to ask questions. If you know that Yah is real, and you know that Yahshua is real, and you could have a conversation with them. Like, you could come to them and ask them for a bill to be paid, and you could come to them and ask them, what's this scripture mean? How do I apply this to my life? See, things like that are pleasing to Yah. And when you start to do things like that, he starts to give you more, and he starts to commune with you more. He starts to give you direction for your life. He starts to open up those secret places and reveal things to you. He starts to open up the windows of the Shamayim and pour blessings upon you. But if you can't handle it, why would he give it to you? Why would he bless you if you are not going to do right with the blessing? Why would he do that? Why would he bless you if he know that that blessing is going to ruin you? So you have to mature. You have to be able to see things the way that Yah sees them. You need to be able to see things the way, have the mind of Yahshua HaMashiach. That takes renewal. That takes transformation. That takes forgetting everything that you have been taught and letting Yah teach you through his Ruach HaKodesh the things that are true and real. And that takes time. So if you have been stagnated, if you feel frustrated because things are not, you're not moving, you're not progressing, it could be time to grow up. What was the last instruction that he gave you? And we could sit on these instructions for a long time. Trust me, I know. The reason why I'm talking to you about this is because I know, when he says it's time to come up higher, that's what he expects. And he's patient. He is really patient. But when you're deliberately like, no, I don't want to do that, then you begin to be rebellious. And you don't want to be rebellious. You don't want to start to rebel, because then you start kicking against the prick. You start kicking against your blessing, what he's trying to do in your life. He's not giving you instruction for his benefit. He's doing it for you so that you could be benefit, so that you could benefit in this life, and that you could be a blessing to someone else. Like, he has a perfect plan for everyone. But if you don't want to follow the plan, but you still expect your life to turn out a certain way, you deceiving your own self. So I'm just talking to you as a sister, woman to woman. It's time to grow up. If you hurt, you need to heal. You need to take the necessary steps to heal. And if you don't know where to begin, that should be your prayer. Okay? That should be your prayer. If you are in a, financial bind and you don't know how to be a good steward over your money, that's probably why you're in that bind. And you need to ask, or you need to put in place, or you need to get some financial education on how to be a good steward, how to budget, how to do certain things with your money, so that you won't continuously be in a bind, right? If you don't know where to start, that should be your prayer. And you pray about these things until you see the hand of Yah move in your life and start to show you and direct you to the path that you're supposed to be in. If he gave you an instruction and you know what that instruction is, and you just haven't done it out of fear, you got to address that. What are you afraid of? Whatever it is that you're afraid of, you need to pray about it. That is your prayer. Let's grow up, sisters. We don't have a lot of time to just be out here sashaying, getting beautified on the outside, waiting for a man to court us and marry us so that our life will be great. That is a fantasy. We got to stop that. He wants us to be great as daughters. He wants to prepare a table for you so that when he does present the man that he has cleaned up for you, you're cleaned up. He has a table. You have a table. Y'all put your table together. You ain't just waiting to sit at somebody else's table. He wants to give you your own table. Grow up, sis. Let's grow up. I love you, sisters. And I say these things because it ain't too many people saying it. And a lot of us is out here in la la land thinking that a rich prince gonna come and save us. You're lying to yourself. You're deceiving yourself. Yah put some jewels in you. He put some gifts in you. He wants to bring them things out. He wants to beautify you in the spirit so that you can bear fruit for his kingdom and help the next sister. But if you stay in that mindset where you're waiting for a husband, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss your blessing. So start praying according to what it is that is really on your heart. If you are still wounded, this is not the time to be asking for him to send you a husband. That's not that prayer don't match up with where you are in the spirit. Start praying according to where you are in the spirit. If you want to mature, you want to grow up. If you listening to this message and you didn't know you have to grow up, that's your prayer. I didn't know, y'all. I didn't know you expected more from me. What do you want me to do? Show me. Make it plain. But we have to grow up. We can't continue to play this game, this Disney World game that they have taught us to play. We are so much more as daughters of Yah. So much more. We have a good inheritance in him. And you don't want to miss out on the covenant blessings because you refuse to grow up. You would not entrust your 5-year-old with $100 bill. You would not give your 5-year-old $100 bill because you know the value of that $100. You know what it could do. And you know that 5-year-old might mistake it for $1 or might mistake it for just a random piece of paper and draw all over it and rip it up. You wouldn't entrust that child with it because you know that child don't understand. That is the same thing that our Father does with us. He's not going to entrust us with more if we do not understand and that we're not coming to him for understanding and to mature in the realms of the spirit. So again, I love you, sisters, and let's grow up. And as I'm speaking these things to you, trust me, it goes for me too. I have not arrived. We are on this road together. So, shalom, and I pray that this message meets you and that it activates something in you to pray better, to want to do better, to want to be better in this next season. Shalom, shalom.